Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And with some of the issues in Vanguard starting to be fixed, that does not mean though that the pro players on the timeline are happy about the situation. And Huke, now of Los Angeles Guerrillas, looking to take advantage of some of these frustrations. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. And please consider subscribing as well if you have not yet already. Firstly, thought this is funny from the flank. So happy they added this new competitive worthy map. Sledgehammer when shipment hasn't been added to a 13-day-old game yet, and well, it comes into business. Yesterday's update shipment arrives, nothing really changes to this game-breaking bomb glitch. Well, okay, a fix has been scheduled for a while now, why has it not been fixed yet? And well, thankfully it now has been, but still, there are other issues in the game that the pro players are not necessarily too happy about still, that it maybe even have been exacerbated to some degree by the fact that this game-breaking glitch is gone. Therefore, some of the other problems which maybe weren't so severe are now being considered a little bit more severe than they were before, and kind of wondering when this stuff might indeed be fixed. But of course, this is what that comes up last night from Charlie. Intel new update is live, weapon tuning, S&D glitch fixed, and more. So a couple of different things in here that do make some significant difference. It's not like these things are irrelevant, but still the pros aren't necessarily too happy with the state of the game. Breaking the defuse glitch has been fixed, so of course you guys I'm sure are aware when you used to plant the bomb and someone would try and pick it up and defuse, you would simply be able to see that it said defusing above the bomb, and now it just says defend as it should, right? So you can no longer get free information when the guy's defusing it, which was completely game breaking. Don't really know why it took this long to fix, but it has been fixed now. Of course, there are still some issues with the game though. Of course, in Call of Duty history, there's always kind of been the idea of a silent plant or a silent defuse. So like when you're actually planting the bomb and you kind of pick up and crack that lever or whatever it is, does that make a noise? Can people, sound like, can they listen to that and make that work? And it will just come around the corner and kill you. Of course, you can use that to your advantage in terms of baiting things out. In a game like Counter-Strike, when they do go to defuse, you can hear it happen and you get that sound cue in the sense. And back in the Black Ops 2 days, and people would defuse, they'd be spinning around in circles while crouching, and that would reduce the sound or eliminate the sound that it what happened when you picked up the bomb. Just strange stuff like that. But the actual defuse glitch itself has now been fixed, and also some other things have also been changed. This comes out last night, so the weapon tuning, as you can see down here, the UI gameplay thing, the S&D bomb glitch is now gone. But this ADS spread, aka Bloom, so you guys are familiar with Bloom. Effectively, it's not the recoil at changing where your bullets go. It's simply that if you aim down sights, your bullet does not always go exactly where your crosshair is, and this varies depending on the weapon. Now, they've reduced this pretty much across the board. We'll have a look at it in a second. Does not mean, though, that it should be in there in the first place, but it is now reduced. It's been a big concern, really, especially with things like the MP40. You're trying to gun someone at range, the bullets just don't go where you're aiming them, and therefore, what can you do? Right? I'm shooting straight, I've got great recoil control, but the gun just doesn't want to comply. And now that's going to be less of an issue, but of course, it still is an issue to some degree. Clayster still isn't happy with some of the issues in Search and Destroy. Even though the bomb glitch has now gone, there's a couple of other things as well. Firstly, the thing, if you die and you're carrying the bomb, your teammate comes and picks it up off your body, then the announcer will say to the defense, yeah, okay, they've got the bomb now, they're going to the site, something along those lines. It's like, why does defense need that free information? Usually you never get that information for free. You have to see, okay, oh, the bomb's down on this guy, let me just patrol this angle in such a way that if they come and get it, I can see them. Maybe I'll get a sound cue from when they pick it up, but I maybe don't get the announcer just telling me they've straight up picked it up again. And then, of course, the cog grinding sound when planting the thing, which is very easy to listen for, right? So just some issues still with Search and Destroy. I think it's probably much better than it was with no longer a game-breaking glitch there, but it also does kind of exacerbate some of these other issues that come to the forefront now with the bomb glitch now disappearing finally. So this, of course, is the Bloom changes that Chrome points out right here. And well, as Simp, of course, in the reply, straight up love that. Understandable, the pros are happy about this change. Does not mean, though, everything is now sunshine and rainbows, most certainly. So Exclusive Ace comes out and he basically, goes through and shows what changes have now been made. And, this doesn't necessarily, this is good all across the board, but it potentially means that some weapons now actually maybe too strong. Like some SMGs would argue that some of these assault rifles, their bloom is actually too low compared to what they have to deal with. So as you can see right here, this is the ADS spread on SMGs. I mean, look how crazy this was. This is a 33-meter range. Now, this is aiming at dead center, allowing the recoil to readjust to where it is and just seeing where the bullets go, and then end up going somewhere like this. So for the MP40, they were pretty much very spread out. As I say, this is not recoil, this is simply just first bullet accuracy spread. Now, some of these other weapons, it's crazy. The Type 100 was always kind of tight. Nowadays, the Type 100 and the Owen are super tight. They barely have any bloom at all at this kind of range. MP40 still exists, but it's much less severe than it was. And if you look at the ARs, it actually gets even way tighter than it even was there. So as you can see, the STG, the Automaton, for example, is that is basically a single dot, which, of course, ideally is what you want, right? That's just what a normal game looks like without bloom in. But, I mean, still, this is what some SMGs SMGs, I'm sure, are looking at like the bar and the Automaton, and they're saying, okay, hang on a second here, lads. Like, we've still got some bloom, and you guys are just, have this crazy tight bloom angle or whatever. And maybe that, it counts for some sort of gentleman's agreement, right? That is one of the big questions to me, is how long is the Automaton going to last in this meta? Because right now, the SGG is used sometimes, and as kind of the main AR, and then the Automaton comes in. But even a guy like Dashy has generally been preferring the Automaton to be used, and then the MP40s as the SMG. So that is the question to me. Like, does this weapon last the test of time? Do we get a 2 SMG or 2 weapon meta again? Kind of like very similarly, in a way, you could argue, to what we had back in, you can say World War II, but even then, those bar and SGGs that came into play. But, Modern Warfare, right? M4, MP40, or MP5, sorry. And that this game is going to be the SGG and the MP40, potentially. And, I don't know if the Automaton lasts the test of time, because Bance says, AR stay blessed, look at that ADS spread, and Envoys are absolutely unreal, cannot believe it. So, of course, yeah, they have a very nice bloom on the Automaton right now. And does that mean, like, is this going to be used as an explanation, like Dashy was saying the other day, that it's the SMGs that control a lot of the GAs nowadays? Not really sure how true that necessarily is, but still, I'm not sure this gun will actually make it past, like, we remember last year, when, of course, there was, like, stage 1, and then the XM4 got banned up before stage 2. Like, will we be in a similar situation, where once the season actually begins, or even before the season starts, some of these guns that are maybe considered too strong get changed? But, of course, we don't know what's going to happen with weapon shooting and stuff like this that could affect things as well. So, of course, the bloom is a bit of a concern, as Envoy says right here. This is a while ago now, on the 6th of November, pretty much when the game came out, but everyone seemed to say, yes, pretty much the most broken AR in the game. Still seems to be today. Potentially, weapon updates and tuning will happen, but with this additional buff in terms of bloom, like, maybe some people are considering, some of the pro players are considering, do we just get it out already on our own accord? Wanted to share a clip real quick for you guys, though, on the bloom side of things, with a nice clip from aBeZy from last night, when he was effectively trying to test this thing out, or at least he was shooting some shots at range, and the shots just seemed to go right through the guy. Now, was this due to, like, bullet drop, or, like, I suppose, like, travel time or whatever, that the bullets were going slightly behind him, or is bloom a culprit here? It seems like even though, like, they've kind of, not fixed the bloom, it made it, reduce its implication, it still does not mean you're going to eliminate all the issues that it created.
Tower, I tower you.
Oh, someone close to me. Lamar under you. Framing you.
One shot. Lamar, dead.
How are you not?
What? Hey, tower.
Tower.
They did not fix bloom.
I don't know if that was bloom.
No!
Wait, that was bloom 100%. What was that? Did you guys see that?
Yo, there's someone at far right. There's someone at far right.
I bottom.
Mack is bottom tool.
Already far right, guys. So we gotta make sure.
One top.
Back spawn.
Back spawn, Simp. Top.
Now, this is the reaction from the Huke side of things, right? So he's, of course, on Los Angeles Guerrillas next year, and definitely looking for, looking for revenge to some degree. He had a difficult last season, going from the Dallas Empire to Los Angeles Thieves, of course, winning the World Championship in 2020 on Modern Warfare with the Dallas Empire in 5v5. Chaos happens throughout the entirety of the season, and he doesn't really tweet too much often on the timeline. So I thought, given he did, I thought we'd mention it, because it was quite an interesting one. You see a bad game, I see opportunity. So a lot of players right now, we've talked about the FaZe guys, we've seen that maybe some of the Los Angeles Thieves guys as well, not really having the greatest time with the state of the game. There's issues, right, with search and destroy, there's issues with the spawns, like the weapon balancing, all these type of questions, breakables, maps, like it's probably the most chaotic game we've ever seen at launch, to be honest, for competitive play, and arguably the one that plays the worst for all the game modes. We don't even have a third game. But of course, some players look at that in a different way. Some players look at, the frustrations of this, like, there's no way that this game is just broken, like, what can I do? But some players look at it from a different angle, right? They have a different competitive mindset, and they say, look, the game might be bad, but I'm going to do my best and take advantage of it and not get frustrated with the game, but actually just do what I can with the tools that I'm handed. And Huke seems to be one of those guys. And that's the thing. If Los Angeles Guerrillas can actually maintain that kind of a thought process going into next year, Slasher, Gunless, Huke, and Asim, and not get too frustrated with the state of the game, as maybe, Slasher, for example, might have the tendency to do, then, they could be in a real situation. But Huke probably looking to take advantage of some of the frustrations that players are having. Because at the end of the day, if a lot of these players are letting the game get in their heads and getting really frustrated with it, which I'm sure is happening to some of them, then, how much are they going to be trying in practice, right? How much are they going to be going hard? Because we remember at the start of Modern Warfare, theoretically, people were told, pros were told, that there was, like, a major overhaul coming to Modern Warfare that, like, would switch up the spawns and would, like, make everything a lot better. And some of the pro teams, like, I'm pretty sure Los Angeles Guerrillas at the time, when it was, like, Aches on that team, and even OGLA with Slasher, they thought that, okay, like, changes are coming, pretty significant changes. Let's not even bother really practicing too hard or taking things too serious, because, this big change is coming and then we can learn the game again. Now, it turned out that never arrived. So maybe people are thinking similarly in this game that, okay, there's going to be some spawn tweaks, they're going to do something with the breakables, they're going to, fix their bomb glitch, which they have now done, but some of the other issues, whether they get fixed, like spawns, are they going to change? These type of questions. Like, maybe Huke's like, okay, I'm just going to commit and learn this game as best I possibly can, and taking advantage of those who are slacking off right now. Wanted to mention this as well, because the Call of Duty League, it seems like right now, a lot of the CDL fans are kind of like that SpongeBob Patrick meme with like Squidward or whatever, when he's looking out the window and he can just see SpongeBob and Patrick having a great time. Seems like that's kind of the Call of Duty fans to the Halo fans right now, because the Halo League, the Halo Championship Series, with the help, of course, of Esports Engine, MLG guys, Automaton and co, are doing a killer job in basically doing everything that we ask for in Call of Duty. They're doing it in Halo. So fair play to them. So co-streams are coming, right? So they're not only allowing the co-streams, but like exclusive drops are going on. Any streamer will be allowed to co-stream the matches, which is just like all this type of stuff is just so good for Halo. But honestly, it could be good for Call of Duty in a way, because hopefully CDL and the Activision guys see what's going on with Halo. They see all the great reception for some of the stuff they're doing here, and then hopefully they implement that into Call of Duty. Co-streaming is going to be massive for viewership, and it could be massive for viewership for Call of Duty as well if it was allowed, and maybe the YouTube partnership kind of gets in the way. But even then, you got guys like Courage. I'm pretty sure they did it a little bit last year with some co-streaming that happened, but it wasn't like incredibly well done. But still, HCS are going the extra mile. They've got $3 million prize pool for the entire season with crowdfunding, cross input, which is to me very interesting, right? Like, you're allowing mouse and keyboard players to play against controller players. Now, of course, mouse and keyboard, you don't get any aim assist. That obviously helps to some degree, but with the sniper rifles, for example, it's going to be much better to have a mouse and keyboard than it is to have a controller. So that's kind of interesting. Open ecosystem, Twitch drops, like point system or whatever the case may be. Like, Halo are kind of killing it right now. Got to give credit where it is due. And just to finish off with a couple of things that are coming relatively soon, this I thought was good from Crimsix. My very own $50,000 Boom TV tournament. Porterhouse Promotions, he says, 16 teams locking in for Vanguard CDL search bracket play. I think Daryl came out and quote tweeted this and said that there's going to be some twist on the search and destroy rules. So it's not maybe the current search and destroy rules that they currently have. Like, Crimsix has got his own ideas for how maybe they can improve things. I don't know. But thought this is kind of interesting that they're putting this one on. So I'll keep an eye on that one. And also this from Hitch. One more tournament announcement coming soon to another one in the offseason. Just awesome to see. By far the biggest prize pool I've ever been trusted with. And I feel like Hitch put on like a 70k tournament a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know how much money he's got now. But well, that could be pretty exciting. Very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.